Okay. So we're going to take the next 30 minutes or so to navigate through that website I mentioned, as well as the checklist to your summer success. I want to start off with prefacing the idea that you all are in a different situation. You may have had an internship that was canceled. You may have not quite obtained an internship yet because of COVID-19 and things not becoming available. Or you may be considering full-time work for next year. Everyone's thinking about a lot of different things. I'm going to start with saying we're all available here in the Career Enrichment Network to do that one-on-one appointment through a virtual career coaching 30-minute session. And you can sign up to meet with any three of us, myself, Susan Ella Director, or Lauren Grenice, our student and alumni coordinator, through Nittany Lion Careers. My little piece of advice is that not to use too many filters when trying to schedule an appointment. Maybe just stick with one of us, somebody with liberal arts after their name, when you're navigating Nittany Lion Careers. And our appointments are 30 minutes every time. So don't select anything different or else our names won't pop up. I will have contact information at the end of the presentation. So if you're having any issues, you can come to me directly, or you can email our general inbox, and we'll make sure to answer them for you. So you probably received information through the newswire or directly into your email on our new website, and it's called Navigating Your Career During COVID-19. And as you're all aware, the world is a very different place right now, and that includes the job search, internship search, graduate school, and the like. So we as an office created this new website to serve as a one-stop shop to provide you with some helpful resources, materials, and for you to stay motivated in that search. And that's why I imagine you're here today for this summer checklist. How can I continue to develop professionally during these changing times and be aware of what's coming up next? We don't know what's coming up next. As I'm sure you all feel, every day is certainly a new day, and we're doing our best to navigate that. Hence the website. And we're reaching out to employers. We're talking to those recruiters that typically recruit from Penn State, and bringing you resources to help you understand it as best as we can. We're trying to understand it. So with that said, obviously we want you to stay professional, stay connected, and stay motivated. And each section of this website will help you to do that. So I'm going to kind of go through the website and use it as a talking point to, describe some of the things that you can be doing this summer to help you to develop. And then at the end, we're just going to summarize it all with a review of the specific checklist and how you could kind of spread it out throughout the summer and make sure that you are, again, navigating it well. So initially, I mentioned that you all are in a different boat. Your situation is all very different, and that's what's great about the College of Liberal Arts. There are so many things you can do, so many interests people have, and as an office, we ourselves are trying to navigate that to provide you those diverse experiences and resources. So to start off the website and the idea of planning for your summer, what are you doing right now? So there's 4 boxes here that you'll find, and they include that you're searching for a job or an internship, perhaps this summer. Maybe you just graduated in May 2020. Maybe you're thinking about the upcoming fall recruiting season, or even trying to salvage some internship experience this summer. There's some resources there for you. Perhaps that you're thinking about, what do I do now? My internship's been canceled. There's additional resources there. Where we're kind of navigating towards today is how to make your summer productive in lieu of an internship, and we'll hit that up to see that checklist in a little bit. And then for some of you, you're thinking about grad school. Maybe you're a junior going into your senior year and thinking, how do I make this summer productive in studying for my graduate exam, or researching universities and programs that I might be interested in. And that's where you'll find some resources there for that idea. I know it's easy to think that graduate school could be the best plan right now, given the climate within, um, corporate and government, that maybe there won't be as many fruitful positions available and grad school might be the next step. That's something we can talk about one-on-one too. Obviously, you want to make sure you're doing grad school for the right reasons. It's fitting into your career journey because it's very specific and it's very expensive. So those are things to consider when thinking about grad school as an alternative. So if we look through some of these sections, you'll see some different job and internship resources available for you. There's different job search sites. Obviously, we're always pushing you towards Nittany Lion Careers. That is the job board for Penn State as a whole, reaches all campuses and colleges. And this is where we're sending our employers to post. So make sure you're checking that out. For those of you interested in government positions, whether it be the Pathways Internship Program or the Recent Graduates Pathways Program, USA Jobs is where you need to be. And there are multiple different resources you can be using there. There are also some suggestions in these articles to help you to be the most competitive in your search. Government resumes, federal resumes look a little different, so you want to make sure you're planning for that. And again, we can meet with you to talk about that. And of course, we're planning for the after the application. What comes next in the interview process? It's going to look a little different, right? So how can you use this summer to perhaps polish up your interview skills? Look at that in a virtual setting. You're going to see a lot of that. Our recruiters were moving towards more virtual interviewing as it was before this. And I think we'll see a lot of that in the fall and probably a little less on-campus interviewing. So there are some resources for you to take advantage of. One of those is Interview Stream. The university provides an outlet to that for free. So you can select your interview questions and practice with this lovely woman who's pre-programmed to say the questions for you. You can either bring that to one of us to discuss, you can review it yourself, you can schedule an appointment with Career Services in the Bank of America Career Services Center. They are doing formalized mock interviews over there, currently virtually. And you can do that as well to take advantage of, the time you have to practice those interviews. We also can work on that through individual appointments in our office. Just make sure you're noting that in your career coaching appointment. So as we cycle down through, there's more and more opportunities for you. For those of you who may have lost your internship for this summer and you're thinking about the next step, we have had some suggestions that you can put that internship on your resume. You'll find information here on what that might look like. Obviously, when you gain the next experience and you have those bullet points and the experience to actually demonstrate, this will probably be the first to come off. But in this moment of frustration where you had something, this could be an alternative resource for you to add that to your resume as it is. So I am going to jump back up and go back over to another box here. And let's skip down to the grad school resources just to give you an overview, some things you can be thinking about this summer with graduate school. There are helpful resources for you and connections on campus. Please always make sure you're taking advantage of all those resources across the university. I know it can be very overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me. We're a great starting point as well as your academic advisor, especially when thinking about pre-law and pre-med areas. There is pre-med advising on campus, as well as Kathy Guerin is the pre-law advisor. If you are interested in law school, I would, as I always say, make her your best friend. She has programming throughout the year and is very helpful with your applications and preparing for the LSAT. So I would definitely get to know her. Her name is Kathy Guerin, and these links will take you out to that. For some of you, you might want to consider doing your research on upcoming deadlines for graduate school. Most of them fall between October and March, April. Some of them have been delayed. Some of them may even be open for this fall if you're a recent graduate, because of the current coronavirus situation. GREs, GMATs, LSATs, take a look at those schedules. Some of them have moved to virtual for right now. Some of them are being rescheduled. The LSAT for the first time is going to be virtual, I believe here in June. So take advantage of this time to study for them, but also to create your own timeline to see how you're going to prepare, to get those test scores, to complete those applications and move forward. Again, all those resources are there for you to navigate. Somebody should take advantage of how many times I say navigate today. So if your internship was canceled, there's some additional resources up here for you. It's mostly the job and internship search. We already went. You'll see we're backtracking a little bit. And then the productive summer without an internship. We'll go into that as we go. So staying professional is going to be very helpful for you this summer. I've been talking to a lot of recruiters, and they're sharing that they anticipate how you handled this current situation to be part of an interview in the future. What did you do to better yourself given the current climate? What did you do to expand your network? Did you do to build your skill set? So that's why we're kind of encouraging this, because we're hearing this from our recruiters and the friends of the university, who we work with closely. So, reaching out to people right now can be very helpful. You know that the Penn State community is very large. You know that they're willing to help. Many of them may have some additional time on their hands. Perhaps they've lost a long commute, or, working from home, and they are anticipating a slower summer. So use that Penn State community, and there's a variety of ways to reach out to them. Some of you may be familiar with our alumni mentor program through the College of Liberal Arts. You can register to have an alumni mentor who would be directly related to your major or your interest in career. You could use LionLink. This is similar to LinkedIn, but it's a Penn State platform that allows you to have one-off conversations with alumni who are doing something very similar to what you are interested in. And of course, LinkedIn is also a great resource. With that said, I would spend the summer perhaps updating your LinkedIn. Recruiters are searching for you, and they can't find you if you aren't there. And when they do find you, obviously you want to have a professional page that's up to date with a professional picture, your most current experiences. Consider adding some depth. You are not limited to one page like you are in a resume. So your LinkedIn page can enhance your candidacy, perhaps. Many people are looking at it. So add those presentation videos or PowerPoint slides or research or portfolio, if it's more of a creative position you're looking at. And again, LinkedIn has great student resources to build, but we can also review those with you. All of these one-off conversations or long-term relationships with the alumni you're doing informational interviewing. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that, but informational interview is when you get to ask the questions and when you get to explore different careers or subject matters that allows you to build off of what you already know or what you're curious about. So if you click on this informational interview page, it'll take you out to the Penn State Career Guide, and they have suggested questions, suggested format. You could do this with alumni. You can do this with a family friend. You could do this with a relative or a close friend's dad that might be doing something that you're interested in. People like to talk about themselves. So this is your time to kind of ask those questions and make it specific to now. What do you forecast this industry looking like? How can I better prepare myself for a job application process in this field? And all along the way, obviously, you're building a network, right? an informational interview is never a request for a job or an internship. It's a request for more information that may lead to something down the line, but it provides you with that information you need now. So networking never stops. It's very important to your future career. In our office, make sure to provide you resources. In the fall, we will continue to have programming, even virtually, to connect you with alumni and employers to gather information, to communicate and practice communicating so that you're prepared for that for the future. The connect to the job market. These are more articles on who's hiring right now. LinkedIn is providing a website, some advice on how to maximize your career development. It's similar to the checklist and all these, pieces I'm giving to you. And here's even a great article on grad school. Is it really the answer? NACE is the National Association of Colleges Employers that our industry and career services in higher ed uses, both employers and universities, to kind of create these statistics and survey and see what the climate is with college students, as well as post-grad trends. So that's interesting to look at as well, what's going on. With all that said, and building your network, you can also build yourself. What are some skills that you can be learning this summer to enhance your resume? We are at a great benefit with LinkedIn Learning and Penn State having that opportunity for all students to access that. The link is here. I myself have high expectations to complete something this summer because I can. So maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet, maybe it's understanding Microsoft Word a little bit better, maybe it's leadership. There are a lot of opportunities within LinkedIn Learning for you to enhance your skill set and add that to your LinkedIn account or your resume under potential trainings. You could polish up on a language you already have some understanding of. You could try to begin, obviously, you're not going to be fluent by the end of the summer, but begin to understand another language that you think might be helpful. And there are a lot of other resources here that could be helpful for you. Penn State Financial Literacy is a wonderful organization, and they can help you in these times of financial insecurity and questioning the future and the balance of student loans and virtual learning and all those things that might be of concern to you. So we always suggest them to our students as well. If you're not familiar with them, you might want to check them out. So we're staying professional. We're getting connected through that network, staying connected with us as a resource. A big part of your summer might be to finally polish up that resume that you've been okay with for a little bit. You can submit that directly through Nittany Lion Careers for a document review. As a liberal arts student, everyone's resume is reviewed, every document is reviewed that you upload by a career coach. We generally anticipate that taking up to 48 hours. We do our business hours. We do our best to do it a little quicker than that, but sometimes times are a little bit more busy, I suppose, like the fall when everyone's back and recruiting season is in full swing. So maybe this summer you upload that and someone will review it. We'll send you back our feedback. Perhaps our feedback might be to schedule a career coaching appointment because we'd like to start there and kind of go over deeper your format as well as your content. The Penn State Career Guide is a guide we've always given out from our office. Maybe you have a couple copies already, but it is online and can be found through these websites as well. And you can really take the time to polish up that resume. Just a few feedback pieces. I generally give advice to stay away from templates. Your resume is going to be with you for a really long time, and fighting the margins and boundaries of a template, it can really be frustrating as you advance. I would consider looking at the examples in the guide as well as, connecting with one of us. We also have been doing some webinars and speaker series throughout the end of the spring semester. We've recorded them and added them to the website here. This will be posted there as well. We are also having an event in 2 weeks. We have a panel of student interns that are currently interning virtually. We thought we would share their experience as well as their advice in doing that and how they found their experience. As we navigate forward, I can see more and more virtual internships, and just understanding what that looks like could be helpful. Um, so we'll add as we do more. The last one is staying motivated. What can you be doing to keep yourself engaged, keep yourself inspired? Perhaps you're still thinking about what you want to do. Perhaps you just need a little inspiration, or maybe you just need to set some goals. You're only as successful as the goals you set. Statistics will show without goals, we aren't as accomplished or productive. So, reading through one or two or all of these articles might help you to identify what is most important to you in the long term, and also some short goals to feel productive and build up to what you're really working for. So I took a lot of time to review the website, but again, a lot of the resources are there for what we're looking at in the checklist. The checklist is found under how to make the best of your summer without an internship. We've narrowed it down to June, July, and August. August is a whirlwind because I know we're hoping everyone's back on campus by then, and our season of recruiting really kicks off at that point. We engage with employers a lot through the summer to plan for the fall, whether it be for information sessions or fall career days. Obviously, their recruiting and interviewing process. So it's really helpful to kind of take the summer and be ready for that when we come back. So through June, maybe take advantage of building your resume. Here's that Penn State Career Guide link I mentioned, or schedule that review with us through Nittany Lion Careers. We'd love to see you. Our mentors are ready and available for you if you'd like to create a new relationship with one. Lauren Grenice is in charge of the mentor program. So maybe if you're not so confident in your current relationship and you have some questions, feel free to reach out to her or to her general email. In our office, we also have, in addition to all those other resources, StrengthsFinder assessment. This identifies your top 5 strengths. Obviously, you have many more than that, but it allows you to understand yourself and prepare for interviewing, create some really strong bullet points on your resume, or highlight some really great experiences that use those strengths maybe in your cover letter as well as your interview. You can go ahead and request one code throughout your career as a liberal arts student. And once you complete that assessment, you'll get that top 5 guide. We would love for you to schedule an appointment with us so we can review that with you, and go into depth and how you can use that and maybe understand it a little better. Through July, maybe you start thinking about that LinkedIn profile once your resume is a little bit more concrete. Use those resources to practice your interviewing, such as Interview Stream or scheduling that mock interview with Career Services. Maybe do those informational interviews. Maybe you're on vacation with your friends or family and you want to take 30 minutes at night to talk to them. So take advantage of who you know as well as who you'd like to know. Again, maybe follow up once more with that resume. By August, you kind of know what you're going to be applying for or what you're thinking about. Customizing your resume can be very helpful. You want to have your most relevant category towards the top, and your job that you're applying for can really give you the keys to how you do that. Make sure you're setting up, you can set up job and internship alerts through Nittany Lion Careers. So you're getting weekly, monthly, however many you'd like, reminders in your email for new positions that are coming up in Nittany Lion Careers. I would also caution on using too many filters in Nittany Lion Careers. Employers aren't necessarily picking every major they're interested in. They might be doing all. So I would hate to see you miss some things that might be filtered out because of that. Take a look in Nittany Lion Careers as well for upcoming employer information sessions, as well as workshops provided from our office and Career Services. If you can see it, you can attend it. If you have any concerns with events, you can see, you're welcome to share that with our office as well. Again, virtual interviewing is the future, so you might want to take a look at that, and we can help you to practice. And then there's nothing wrong with a spreadsheet. So after you learn a little bit more about Microsoft Excel, you could perhaps make a spreadsheet to kind of keep track of who you're applying for, what the job is, when your follow-up is, because it can get pretty busy through August and September and October through a job or internship search. This coming fall, people who are hiring May 2021 graduates will be looking come August and September and October. Not every industry is hiring then. They will hire throughout the year, especially when they decide when they need somebody. But if you're interested in certain industries, they will start hiring as soon as August, September. So it's important to be ready. Fall Career Days is in September. And we'll be ready and able to help you to prepare for that as well. So you can meet with us all summer long. We're here to help you out. I hope you take advantage of this spreadsheet, this checklist we've created for you to navigate through all the resources, as well as the website. So I'm going to pause because I can talk a lot about this. Does anyone have any questions? Well, then I thank you all for being here today. Here is my contact information and the Liberal Arts Career Enrichment Network's general email as well. You're welcome to call the phone. We will be answering that even though we're not on campus. And we will make sure to connect you with the resource or answer the questions that you have. So thank you all for coming today. We look forward to attending our other summer programs as well as our virtual career coaching. I hope you all have a great day.